If you've been asked to listen to this Revisions and Growth Mindset screencast, you might be falling under a couple of different characteristics that require you to listen. One, you may not take feedback very well as it's given to you in class by myself or maybe peers. Feedback is something that might seem negative, or you don't respond to feedback, or when it's given, nothing changes from the product or performance that you're creating in class. No progress or very little progress is shown when given feedback. Or two, when given feedback and required to revise, this might be a struggle for you right now and that you're still working on this process. If you think back to the idea of practice makes permanent, which was a discussion that we held earlier this year, we talked about grades versus assessment. I need to assess your work to make sure that it's the best that it can possibly be. To me, I feel that the best it can possibly be is never done just the first time, and it requires a growth mindset. So let's talk about what that's going to look like in here. A growth mindset and the need for revisions recognize the need to improve. You know that the first product that you create will not be your last product. This will be something that will require feedback, it will require change, and it will require other steps in order to polish it and make it your best piece of work. It also values feedback and uses it for improvement. Feedback is a positive thing, no matter what angle of feedback that it is, for something as, I don't really like this at all, and here are some suggestions to change it, to, I think you have a great concept, but here are a few notes to make it better. Feedback is a positive step in the right direction to make quality work. Growth mindset also takes advantage of time given to make changes. So if time is given, and time was also put on you, on your product, in order to make changes, or feedback was put on there in order for you to make changes, the expectation is that you do it. In addition to that, this area utilizes time management strategies in order to make improvements to work. So if you think about workshop days, are you the person that just sits there and doesn't really pay attention to the feedback that's given to you, whether face-to-face, online, verbal, or in writing? Or are you a person that works in that feedback so that you can make sure that your product is the best that you've created based on what people have been telling you? Lastly, as said before, feedback has a positive attitude. It doesn't feel that the feedback is a personal attack on you. As I endeavor to create a very safe and comforting environment, as my first priority is you, and my next priority is learning, nothing is ever on a personal attack. If I'm saying things that you may not agree with, that's fine that we can disagree, but understand that the need for feedback is necessary. It's okay to fail, and I'm using fail in air quotes, because failing leads to learning. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there so that you can take risks and then also learn from those failures to keep improving whatever your said product or performance is. This is the true meaning of growth mindset.